Hi everyone, Ken Mason from Whispering Souls. Um, so today I decided to make a compilation of all the of, paranormal investigations we've done, or all the activity we've captured. And this is pretty much all of what happened in one place, other than the very last video. We were on a farm once. I was very, very active. We caught a lot of stuff here that you're going to see. Um, and I'm sure some people have already seen these. We have posted bits of this around for a while, but there are a couple of new ones here, and perhaps you might be um, interested in seeing them. So we had an investigative team at the time. So the people here you'll see are part of our team. Though we haven't had a team in a long time. We've been very busy with the typical readings and whatnot, and I've always wanted to start it up again, but we just don't have time to research or call call places up and say, hey, can we do an investigation, or how much it's going to cost, and so on and so forth. Places like the really big ones do. It'd be interesting to do it again, but we just don't have the time to find these places or whatnot. And maybe we'll find somebody in the near future that will help us with that. So this farmhouse is well known for having issues or paranormal activities there. Unfortunately, now it's all burnt down for really a strange reason. There's no electricity. There's nothing to it. And in the middle of the night, it just burnt down. But I don't know. Maybe somebody torched it. But when we first heard of this place, the story we heard from it is, it's a very old family's farm. Obviously been together for hundreds of years and whatnot, or maybe just 100. So one story they always told me is a contractor that went in with his backhoe, and he was working on the field, and he got thirsty, so he went in the house, poured himself some water, and he was drinking it, and out of the corner eye he saw something move, and he looked around, and he saw a lady standing there, but it wasn't it was very translucent. So of course he kind of freaked out and ran up back to his backhoe and got in the backhoe, and he called one of the people from the family. He says, hey, what the hell's going on? This lady just showed up, and this is what I saw. And they basically told him, hey, you know what, that's the ghost that's in the house. And he says, well, I locked myself in the backhoe, says, she's not going to bother me. And they happen to say, well, they can go through doors. And all I heard from that point in time is that he just got out of the backhoe and started running down the street. So these videos that we've caught at this farm are pretty kind of interesting, and you can make your own decisions on whether they're true or what you think they are. Obviously they're all subjective to everybody's opinions, and if you don't believe it, that's fine. Just let us know. Make your own comments. We're always good to know, or we're always happy to hear other people's opinions, and if they make sense to us, then we'll accept them, and we'll say, okay, we're wrong, and you proved your point that we were wrong, and we'll accept that. We're not the type to go around and say, no, we're absolutely 100% correct, and you're just an idiot. We don't do that. We're looking for the truth. So let's begin with this thing. So the first one we have, like I said, we went to this farm, and the first thing I did was I took one of the little recorders that we had, and I went up to the second floor, and I placed it on top of a cabinet. I just let it sit there, and not cabinet, but a table. I just let it sat there, and I walked away, and I figured, okay, if it picks up anything, we'll see. So this one is called playing with the recorder. So play it, let me know what you think. We were not anywhere near the house or on the second floor. We were all either outside, or we were walking around on the first floor, or perhaps even having a quiet time trying to pick up on a spirit. But this is what we got. Okay, so now going back to the same room, pretty much the same recording, maybe a bit longer, or not quite sure where it was. But you can hear that the activity's continuing. And right at the end of this one, you'll see, hey, you know what? Which is why we knew it was a young kid. You'll hear a ball being dropped and rolling down. Let me know what you think. So in this video, we were doing a quiet time. We were, listening to see if we can get a spirit. If something happened, people would pick up or say something and say, "Hey, I hear this or this." Typically, we're just around the room and seeing if we can pick up anything. And this one, what we picked up is on my wife, Monique, that as the camera passes past her, you'll notice that there's a very bright white light that suddenly appears on her and goes straight down. Again, this is we're in a dark room with a camera that's on, looking, trying to pick up things in the dark. Let me know if you think that's something specific or if you think that's just a reflection of something. Again, just let me know. Again, I'm getting the feelings this is 20s, 30s. Mm-hmm. It could be perhaps when the old man passed her that she was left alone.
She looks older than she is.
So one of the very interesting ones that we got, again, there's a history to this. In the 60s or 70s, I wasn't quite remember, there was an accident that happened at the house. And the house itself is 60 or, 60, 70. No, that's not right either. It's about 170 feet away from the road. So it's got a long driveway to the road, typical farm. The bus would come, drop the kids off, the kids would run down or whatnot. And where we are at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no cars on the road, there's no lights. It's dark as possible, and if there's a car that came, we would know it from a mile away because we would see the lights come. And obviously, I'm telling you right now, there was no cars that passed by us at that time for the whole hour or so that we were there. So in this video, what you're going to hear is that you're going to hear a car coming, and then you're going to hear the spirit yell out, "Look out!" The story about this is that one of the kids that came off the school bus tried to run across the school bus or across the road with the lights turned on, but some idiot drove around the bus and hit the kid and killed him. So we don't know if this was lookout from the family or lookout from the bus driver. But anyway, listen, let me know what you think. So this one's kind of interesting because, again, we're in that room and we're just being quiet. And while we're being quiet, you'll notice that there's a little something that comes across the top. And just kind of tell me what you think of it is, and just remember this thing as it goes across. It's kind of important for the next one. So now we have one that's called The Stranger. So again, another little story about this one. We usually bring in or allow somebody to come with us just as investigator or just, keep an eye on what's going on. And in this house, there's spirits are very much telling us that they don't want to talk with the girl or baby. And we had in a reporter with us, I don't, not a reporter from something else, but somebody who was just doing reports on paranormal. Um, so as we got to the end, we were doing what we call solos, which just means that people go into a room, they just sit quiet, they ask questions and see if anything reacts. And so, she decided she wanted to go in a room. We said, okay, and maybe bad decision on our part. So what happened was that she went in the room, and the first thing she asked is that she wanted to talk about the baby. And the first thing, as soon as she asked that, the door of the room opened up. Now, unfortunately, we never got this on video because video was being used elsewhere, as you'll see. And she got up and she slammed the door and she sat down and she says, I don't care. I want to talk about the baby. What happened to it? At that point, the door opened again. And then we heard one of our investigators upstairs cry out in anger or in pain. So we went up, we got her, and we dragged her out of the house. And as soon as she was out of the house, she didn't have any more pain. The investigator came out as well, and we told her she wasn't going back in. But this is what we caught upstairs when all this happened. As soon as this is just as the door opened the second time. So, kind of tell me what you think it is. Now, the last video is, we've shown this a few times now. We were at a farmhouse in Jasper. And we caught a few things and whatnot, but it wasn't as active as the other one was. But this one here we call the cookie box. Let me know what you think about this. It's just pretty much self-explanatory as you watch this video. Let me know what you think, what's happening here, and write down your comments and see what you think about it.
And they love vanilla and lemon cake.
What the hell?
Whoa.
What was that?
The cookies just moved.
They're jumping.
They are. It moved
I
twice.
swear, it jumped a little bit before.
Yeah.
And Kim and I looked at each other like, huh?
And then
And
just
then-
moved significantly.
It was almost like there was a mouse in it jumping around.
So thank you all for watching this, and leave your comments, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm hoping that if we can pick up some other stuff we discovered, and bring them up to you. Certainly, I'm hoping to do some more investigations in the future and give that back to you. Show you what we found, and anyway, so take care, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Bye.